What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, Happy Gilmore 2. Now I'm about a month late and everything to the party on this one. I didn't want to watch it on Netflix, so I wanted to wait till I got a physical copy, and it took it about a month to get here in the mail and everything. So, but in this movie, Happy Gilmore isn't done with golf, not by a long shot. Since his retirement after his first tour championship win, Gilmore returns to finance his daughter's ballet classes. So, this is a very disappointing movie. I was very disappointed with it. And everything. I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler, and generally he's one of my favorite comedic actors of all time. And everything, I absolutely love Adam Sandler, and the more I've said on this movie and thought about it and everything, I just feel like I was very let down with it. All of my friends that are huge Adam Sandler fans have told me how great the movie was, and I went in with pretty big expectations that I was going to like it. I'd heard some negative reviews and stuff, and I kind of lean more with the negative than the positive. But to start with the positive, I will say there are some cool callbacks in here and stuff, and there's some characters that are from Adam Sandler's other movies and stuff that have cameos in here and everything that are pretty cool. Got Rob Schneider doing the "You Can Do It," and that part was really cool and everything. And then for some reason, Farmer Fran was in here from The Waterboy and everything. And it was cool getting to see that character again too. I don't understand why he's in this movie necessarily. This is Happy Gilmore 2, not The Waterboy 2, but it was cool enough getting to see him in here and everything. But and there's like little references to his other movies. There's a part where like he's drinking and everything, and he tells the guy to hold his beer and he punches him. Like, I felt like that's a reference to I think Longest Yard, which is one of my other least favorite Adam Sandler movies. Much better than this one though. The cameo that I liked the most, aside from Rob Schneider's little one, because I did love seeing him do the "You Can Do It." That part really was the one part that hit me in the nostalgia feels there. But my favorite cameo in the movie was easily Eminem. He was just absolutely hilarious and everything, and I liked him and everything. And I will say the soundtrack is pretty decent. It's got some good songs in it and stuff. And I liked Happy Gilmore's kids. All of his kids were really likable and stuff. And Adam Sandler's daughter plays his daughter in the movie, and she's really good and everything. And his other daughter has a small role too and everything. So it was cool getting to see them in there and his wife. And the typical Adam Sandler stuff that you expect and everything, his friends and stuff, their cameos were all pretty cool. And everything is nice to get to see Adam Sandler still work with the people he's worked with throughout his whole career and everything. So I did like most of that stuff and everything. And there were some good moments with Happy grieving his wife and stuff, because at the beginning of the movie, Virginia from the first movie gets hit with a golf ball and gets killed and everything. And that's what drives the plot forward and makes Happy a depressed drunk and everything. And that's where some of the negatives come into. I won't talk about that here in a minute, but I will say the movie does have a little bit of heart though, with the stuff with his kids and stuff and everything. And there's a few heartfelt moments throughout the movie and everything. So there are a few things that I do like about it. But as far as negatives go, this is just a huge, gigantic, I wouldn't even say it's a step down from the original. It's like climbing up to the top of a building and just jumping off the building and everything. It is a huge letdown if you want to compare it to the original. The jokes are really stale and overplayed. Like every joke here gets overplayed, especially the drinking stuff. Everything it was funny at first and everything, but he really overdoes it with the putting alcohol and all kinds of different random things and stuff. That was just a really really big step down. The jokes in the first one were so much funnier in this movie, in the first movie. The callbacks, some of them, like I said, some of them worked and everything. There were certain callbacks to the original and Adam Sandler's career and stuff that I did feel the nostalgia for and did think worked and everything, but there were a lot of callbacks that didn't work because they would show you a clip from the original movie right before they did the callback, and it totally just takes you out of the movie. Like, it reminds you that the movie is significantly not near as funny as the first one and everything, and it reminds you of how funny the jokes were in the first one. It just kind of makes you appreciate the first one a little bit more and everything. I felt like the flashbacks really kind of took the movie down a little bit. There's a lot of celebrity cameos in this movie. Like Travis Kelce is in here. Like he's a football player. Well, what's he got to do with golf? He doesn't need to be in here except for Taylor Swift is someone that him and his daughters are a fan of, so they brought her boyfriend in to have a cameo. And there are certain ones I just don't feel like really fit in here and everything. The golfers it made sense on, and Adam Sandler's crew and friends and stuff made sense them being in it, but like a lot of the other celebrities just didn't really make it. There's different rappers and stuff. Bad Bunny has a small role in it. What's Bad Bunny got to do with golf or anything? Like he doesn't really have anything to do here. The way Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore just become friends is just kind of very unrealistic and stuff. Shooter did a lot of bad things to Happy, and you would think that Happy would just want to automatically be friends with someone like that. Like they both had a resentment towards each other throughout the whole first movie and everything, and it's built up that Shooter was in this insane asylum for the last 30 years because of what happened with Happy Gilmore, and he just automatically joins his team and everything because the plot needs it to. It just, I thought that was kind of dumb too and everything. I love a good redemption story, and if they would have done something where Shooter kind of redeemed himself more, I would have liked it, but instead you get a little fight between him and Adam Sandler in the graveyard where everybody from the first movie is conveniently buried in the same cemetery and everything, and then they just magically become friends and everything. It was very lazily written and everything. It didn't work very good. It made no sense. And I know a lot of Adam Sandler's comedies are nonsensical and stuff, but it just did not work at all in this movie for me. And the movie looks really cheap and everything. And it's a direct-to-Netflix movie when all of them, they have this cheap feel to them. That the lighting is like, it's way too bright and stuff, and it feels cheaply made and everything, especially when you see the flashbacks and everything. Like you can tell the difference in the filmmaking and stuff. And Dennis Dugan, the director of the original Happy Gilmore, was in this movie, but he didn't come back to direct it. I don't understand that either. And everything, his direction for that original movie was so much better and everything. And like the scenes when the golf balls are flying across the golf course and stuff, when that Happy hits them and stuff, it looked so much cheaper in this one. Like you could tell it's obviously a CGI ball. There's a part where a bird pooped on a ball and made it fall in a hole. It's really, really dumb poop jokes and stuff, which you get that with most of Adam Sandler's movies, but I didn't like that either and everything. And I've had that complaint about all of Adam Sandler's Netflix comedies, that they just don't have the same feel as the ones that most theaters do and everything, and that is just a streaming thing. I don't think streaming movies look as good as theatrical movies and everything, and they definitely don't have the same feel and everything. And this movie, if you're going to do a sequel to Happy Gilmore, they deserved way, way better than what Netflix gave it and everything too. And I just don't feel like the humor works as well in this movie either. Like I said, a lot of it is because of the flashbacks right before they do the callback jokes and everything. It just takes you out of it and everything. And I don't mind callbacks and references to other stuff. I love nostalgia and dating. I'm a sucker for nostalgia stuff and everything. I love like Spider-Man No Way Home. That's a perfect example of a movie that does nostalgia right and everything. I even like the stuff that they brought in with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and there's other nostalgia-based movies that I feel like worked way better and everything. Even Freakier Friday didn't go as hard on trying to have too many callbacks to the original, where they didn't like show flashbacks and stuff, so everything. So that's I've never seen any legacy sequel rely so heavily on flashbacks and it's like every 5 minutes, every time a character is reintroduced, they show them and everything to remind you who it is. Like, you haven't seen Happy Gilmore a million times and everything. As a fan of Adam Sandler and a fan of the original Happy Gilmore, I've seen it millions of times, so I didn't need all of that. And I just don't get it. But all in all, I think Happy Gilmore 2 is easily the most disappointing movie of the year. I don't think it's necessarily the worst movie of the year. I don't even know if it would make my top 10 worst of the year. But, because it definitely wasn't that bad, but it definitely was not great. And I honestly think that Adam Sandler needs to stick to original stuff, because he's just not very good at sequels. Murder Mystery 2 is the only sequel he's done where I felt was at least almost as good as the original, if not a little bit better. Everything, but Grown Ups 2 sucked. The Hotel Transylvania sequels weren't that great, and this one wasn't very good either. So I'm not big on this movie and everything. I feel like there are a lot of better long-awaited sequels, like Dumb and Dumber 2, Beetlejuice 2, Coming to America 2, Freaky Girl Friday, which just came out. Scream 4 and 5 were both long-awaited sequels, and they were both really good. There are a lot of ones that are pretty good and stuff and everything, but this one just did not land for me and everything. And I would say I give it a 4 out of 10. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Happy Gilmore 2, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.